Let's go, Broncos! What if I told you that this week's game against the Indianapolis Colts could be the turning point of the Denver Broncos' entire season? No, seriously, this isn't just another road game. Behind the scenes, something is brewing. We're talking about injury shakeups, roster changes, and a strategic advantage that Sean Payton may be holding, just waiting to be used. There are returning players who could change everything. And the Colts? Let's just say they're limping into this game, and the Broncos have the perfect opportunity to shine. But before I give you the details, and believe me, you'll want to hear every detail, if you've ever found yourself screaming at the TV in the fourth quarter, your heart pounding for this team, click like right now. And if you're the kind of fan who believes this could be the year, comment below. Let's go, Broncos! We're going to the Super Bowl. Now let's get to it, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you watch this game. Alright, let's get to the heart of the matter. The Broncos just received what can only be described as a massive influx of good news. First off, our injury report looks as clean as it's been all season. Outside of Dre Greenlaw, every player listed was a full participant in practice. That includes heavy hitters like Evan Engram and John Franklin Myers, both of whom are key components to our game plan moving forward. Evan Engram, in particular, has been a beacon of optimism. Let's not forget what he showed during preseason. On a single reception, he accounted for nearly a quarter of the Broncos' entire tight end production from the previous season. That's not a typo. One catch. That's the kind of difference maker we're talking about. If Sean Payton sticks with a balanced attack and utilizes the play action, especially now that we're expecting a more committed run game, Engram could be a serious weapon. Speaking of toughness, let's take a moment to appreciate Alex Singleton. The man has once again broken his thumb, the same hand he previously underwent surgery on, and he's still suiting up, casting it up, and refusing to come off the field. Singleton isn't just playing through pain. He's embodying the grit and resilience that Broncos football is all about. Remember, this is the same guy who once played an entire half of football with one ACL. That's the kind of heart we need in the middle of our defense while Greenlaw remains sidelined. Now, I hate to celebrate another team's misfortune, but from a competitive standpoint, the Colts injury report is, let's just say, very favorable for Denver. Their secondary is in shambles. Both starting cornerbacks, Jalen Jones and Charvarius Ward, are ruled out. That's right, two major pieces of their defense, gone. And these aren't just any players. Jalen Jones, just 2 seasons ago, was AFC Defensive Player of the Week with 2 picks and a backfield tackle for loss. The guy's a magnet for the ball. Having him out? Huge. And then there's Charvarius Ward. Broncos fans know this name well. The former Kansas City Chief, later a 49er, was once one of the best corners in the league. Even now, though not quite at his peak, he still has the capability to completely shut down one side of the field. His absence means the Colts will have to rely on players with virtually zero NFL experience in meaningful snaps. We're talking about guys like former Colorado Buffaloes cornerback Mekhi Blackmon and Xavier Howard stepping into primary roles. If you're squinting to remember who they are, that tells you everything you need to know. It doesn't stop there. One of their most dangerous defensive linemen, Laiata Latu, is also out. This guy is an absolute menace. Whether it's strip sacks, interceptions, or collapsing the pocket, Latu is a force. Just last week, he was making plays all over the field, including a sick pick on Tua Tagovailoa. His absence gives the Broncos' offensive line a major break, and if we can establish the run early, it opens up the entire playbook for Bo Nix. Now, about Bo Nix. This is a defining moment for the rookie quarterback. Last week against the Colts, the Miami Dolphins averaged 6 yards per carry before game flow forced them to abandon the run. That's a glaring weakness we can, and must, exploit. But last year, when Denver faced Indy, Bo Nix was the leading rusher. Let's be clear, that can't happen again. This game needs to be about balance. Run the football, set up play action, attack the soft spots in the zone. And yes, the Colts will almost certainly lean heavily into zone coverage due to their depleted secondary. That's a challenge Nix has struggled with in the past, but this is the moment for him to prove he's growing into his role. Sean Payton has openly expressed frustration with his own play calling, showing a level of accountability that should light a fire under this entire offense. The Broncos are walking into a perfect storm, healthy roster, a battered opponent, and a chip on their shoulder after an underwhelming win that felt like a loss. Meanwhile, the Colts come in riding high after beating up a Dolphins team that looks more lost than ever. But momentum is a tricky thing in the NFL, and confidence can turn to complacency real quick. All eyes will also be on Vance Joseph and this rising Denver defense. They've shown they can lock teams down. Don't be shocked if Joseph's name starts surfacing as a candidate for the Dolphins' head coaching job next season, especially with his deep ties to Indianapolis and his recent coordinator stint there. We've laid the groundwork, Broncos fans, and now it's time to go deeper. The opportunity facing Denver this weekend isn't just about catching a lucky break. It's about capitalizing on it with precision, discipline, and the kind of edge that defines great teams. The emotional tone inside the building has shifted. After that narrow victory that felt more like a stumble than a statement, Sean Payton has made it clear, what we've done is not good enough. And that's exactly the mindset you want heading into a must-win road game. Bo Nix, you're on the clock. This is the kind of environment where NFL quarterbacks are forged. You've got a compromised defense on the other side of the ball, and a head coach who's openly taken responsibility for not putting you in the best position to succeed last week. That accountability from Sean Payton? That's not just lip service, it's a challenge. He's daring this offense to prove it can be balanced, resilient, and explosive all at once. When you strip down this matchup to the fundamentals, the blueprint for victory becomes crystal clear. Run the ball, control the clock, set up the play action. And when the Colts inevitably drop into soft zone coverage, Bo Nix has to diagnose it and deliver. We're not asking for perfection, we're asking for progress. What separates contenders from pretenders isn't just how they handle success, but how they correct course after a win that exposed more flaws than strengths. Let's talk about that running game. Last year, Bo Nix should never have been our leading rusher. That kind of stat isn't sustainable, and it's not the formula for long-term success. But this season, with a stronger offensive line and weapons like Evan Engram returning to full health, there's no excuse for not feeding our running backs. Especially against the Colts defense that got gashed for 6 yards per carry last week before game script forced the Dolphins to abandon the run. Denver has a real chance here to impose their will. But don't sleep on what this means for the passing game either. The absences of Jalen Jones and Charvarius Ward can't be overstated. These are not just depth pieces, they were key to the Colts' ability to run man coverage and disrupt timing routes. Without them, the Colts are forced to go conservative and protect themselves in zone. This is where Sean Payton's genius has to shine. It's time for smart route combinations, layered attacks against soft coverage, and utilizing tight ends and seams where the zones are most vulnerable. Engram's return is the X factor. We've already seen what he can do with limited touches. Imagine what happens when he's fully integrated into the game plan. Stretching the field down the middle, forcing safeties to make uncomfortable decisions, opening up space for Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy on the outside. The domino effect is real, and Engram could be the catalyst that turns our offense from inconsistent to dangerous. And let's not forget John Franklin Myers. His presence in the rotation up front is critical, especially after Malcolm Roach went down. The Colts still have a run game that can bite if given space, and Franklin Myers helps plug that gap, literally. He adds physicality and discipline at the point of attack, two traits we desperately need to bottle up early downs and force Indy into third and longs, where our pass rush can tee off. Defensively, this is also a statement opportunity for Vance Joseph. He's got the personnel, he's got the momentum, and now he's got a game where execution and aggression can pay off big. We've already seen what this unit is capable of: physical, fast, and opportunistic. If they can keep the Colts behind the sticks and pressure their quarterback into mistakes, it won't just be about winning this game, it'll be about putting the rest of the league on notice. And don't underestimate the psychology of this moment. The Broncos have an edge, wounded pride, the kind of fire that comes not from embarrassment, but from dissatisfaction with mediocrity. That 8-point win last week might go down as a W in the standings, but inside that locker room, it felt like a missed opportunity. That's dangerous for the Colts, a Broncos team that's both physically healthier and emotionally